All right, so today we're talking about circles and circumference. All right, so a few definitions first. Circle is a locus or set of all points in a plane equidistant from a given point. Set of points equal distance from a given point. The center. All right, so the center of this circle, if we put a capital C here, can be described as circle C, or the symbol is just a smaller circle and the capital C. So those are both, you read them both the same way, circle C. Radius. A segment that connects the center to the edge. All right, so if we take this in here and we go from C and we'll go down here to F. CF is a radius. A chord. That's a segment with endpoints on the circle. So if you put a couple of points on the circle, we call it A and B, and then you connect those 2 points, AB is a chord. All right, and then finally we got a diameter. Diameter, that's a chord that passes through the center. A chord that passes through the center. So if we take a segment and we go from one end of the circle to the other end of the circle, but we got to go through the center. B, C, we'll go D, E. All right, so DE is a diameter. Everybody all right with that? I'm sure you've been told before that the diameter, that's equal to 2 times the radius. And that the radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. So if you are given a circle, and you're told that QV equals 8, what is the diameter? QV equals 8, what is the diameter? Yeah, very good. Q to V is 8, that's a radius, right? So that makes your radius equal to 8, your diameter equal to 16. Because look, if Q to V is 8, then Q to T is also 8, which makes Q to U 8, which makes T to U, which is the diameter, 16. So let's take a look at, let me see if I can draw this. Smaller circle on the left. Bigger circle on the right, but they got to overlap each other, so. And let's see here, we've got point R. Boy, this is getting small, isn't it? Blow it up. We're going to go point R right here. C. D. Point S is the center of the larger circle. Let's see. And you're told the diameter of S the diameter of circle S is 30. The diameter of R of circle R equals 20. DS equals 9. Find C to D. So what you got here, it's a lot easier when I can blow it up. You've got this piece, You got the diameter of circle S is 30. The diameter of S. So that would make, do you see this distance right here? S to C. If the diameter of the big circle is 30, how far is it from S to C? Very good. You're told that the diameter of R is 20. So if we do this same thing right here, this piece would be 10. Trying to figure out the distance from C to D. Missed something up there. D to S is 9. This piece. D to S. That's 9. So CD, this piece right here, see it? It's just a portion of the radius, isn't it? All right, this circle R information is kind of trying to get you off topic. If S to C is 15 and S to D is equal to 9, then isn't CD equal to the 15 minus 9? Everybody see that? That entire radius right there is 15 units. But this piece, this much of it, is 9 units. So that leaves 15 minus 9 units left. So CD is equal to 6. All right, circumference of a circle. Circumference is the distance around a circle. And has two formulas. All right, we can say that circumference is equal to 2 times pi times the radius. Or you can use the formula that circumference equals pi times the diameter. You can use either formula. So look, you're given a circle. And let's see, you're given this dimension right here. You could be given it down here as well. This dimension down here below the circle with endpoints on the circle, okay, would also represent the diameter. So look, when you're given the diameter, use the formula with diameter in it, okay? So in this case, your circumference is equal to pi times 79. All right, now, some of your answers, some of the questions you get asked this week, you will be told to leave your answer in terms of pi. If you're told to leave your answer in terms of pi, it means to leave the pi symbol in your answer. All right, so your circumference would be equal to 79 pi. You'll also be asked to leave your answers or round your answers to the nearest tenth or hundredth. So if we round to the nearest hundredth, we're going to set the calculator to second fix 2, and then you push 79 times the pi button on your calculator and you hit equals. So I get 248.19. All right, those are both good answers, just depending on how the question is asked. This is the answer. This is called in terms of pi. This, of course, is rounded to the nearest hundredth. All right, so let's say you are given this information, or you're asked to find the diameter and radius of a circle. To the nearest hundredth. With a circumference of 106.4. All right, so in a case like this, you could use either of the circumference formulas. I'm going to use the circumference equals pi times diameter formula. And then what you do is you just substitute, okay? You're told the circumference equals 106.4, so substitute it where the c is in the formula. So you rewrite this as 106.4 equals pi times the diameter. If you solve for the diameter now, you can divide both sides by pi. And 106.4 divided by pi equals 33.87. Equals your diameter. And then you need the radius as well, so you divide your diameter by 2, and you get 16.93 equals the radius. Everybody okay with that? Pretty straightforward stuff. You gonna drink all that? Wow. Is that a gallon? That's a lot of water. A square with side length 9 is inscribed in circle J? Find the exact circumference. All right, so you got to draw back on some previous stuff that you've learned in here. So the first thing I want to do is draw a picture. So here's our circle. And then I'm going to try to draw a square inside of it because this square is inscribed. Oof. Okay, so you got to find the circumference of this circle. And here's the information that you're given, that one of these sides of the square is 9. Well, if one side of the square is 9, all the sides are 9. Agreed? It's a square. Now, since it's a square, it's got 4 90-degree angles. Or more importantly, it's got one 90-degree angle. So what you've got to do is you got to use your right triangle rules here. We're going to dash in this. This was not given. We're going to dash in this hypotenuse. All right? And what you've got here is now you've got a triangle, a right triangle, whose hypotenuse is the diameter of a circle. And if you know the diameter of that circle, you can find the circumference. And the triangle that you have in here, that's an isosceles right triangle. And if two sides of a right triangle are congruent, then these two acute angles are congruent. And they're 45 degrees each. All right? Which makes it a 45, 45, 90 special right triangle. This is the hypotenuse. This hypotenuse that we need is also the diameter. In a 45, 45, 90 right triangle, the hypotenuse, h, is equal to one of the sides times the square root of 2. Special right triangles. We did that a few weeks ago. So your h in this case, or your diameter, is equal to 9 times radical 2. So your formula for circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. So in this problem, what you got is the circumference equal to pi times 9 radical 2. So you've got a circumference equal to pi button times 9 times 2 square root equals, and you should get 39.99. Everybody understand that? Here we're going to find the circumference again. And what we've got is a inscribed right triangle with legs of 7 and 3. So here's what this thing looks like. Some of you may be able to picture it, and you won't need to draw a picture. Some of you won't. But if you've got a circle, inscribed right triangle, let's see, you're going to need a 7. Here's our inscribed right triangle. Here's our legs of 7 and 3. Again, it makes the hypotenuse your diameter. So in this case, you need that diameter to find the circumference. To find this diameter, you can use the Pythagorean Theorem. So you can say 3 squared plus 7 squared equals the diameter squared. So 3x squared plus 7x squared equals 58. So if 58 equals the diameter squared, then you can square root both sides. And 7.62 is equal to the diameter. So if your circumference equals pi times the diameter, then your circumference would be equal to 7.62 times pi. And if you need it rounded, you just take your 7.62 times your pi button and 23.93. Now, if you're asked to, let's put this here, the exact circumference. All right, let's go back a step here. Right here, if we would have stopped at d equal to the square root of 58, okay? This is the exact diameter, okay? Because when you find the square root of 58 and it's not a perfect square and you get a decimal answer, well, that's not the exact diameter anymore. It's an approximation. The exact diameter is the square root of 58. So if you're finding the exact circumference, all right, it would be equal to pi times the square root of 58. And since 3.14 is also an approximation of pi, and it's not the exact value of pi, if you're asked to find the exact circumference of this circle would be equal to pi times the square root of 58. So the word exact in the question means don't find any square roots and don't multiply it by 3.14. It means leave your radicals as radicals and leave your answer in terms of pi. Understand? Okay, so your assignment for today is going to be on page 701 and 702. Five and 6. And then 10 through 33. All right, be sure to check focus for homework. And e-learners, give me a couple of minutes to upload these pages to Focus. I haven't done so yet. You guys that are in class, again, there's textbooks that are a couple up front, a couple right here, a couple in the back room, the red textbooks. Feel free to use those. Take a picture of those 2 pages if you need to. And go ahead and get started on your assignment, please. You guys at home, if you don't have any questions, you're excused from the meeting. And I just need you to give me a couple of minutes to get those pages uploaded to Focus. So you're free to go at this time.